Hello, welcome back. Doing something a little different today. I am feeling in a very creative and prolific mood, which meant that as I was picking out my ephemera, I saw many opportunities to make many smaller types of collages. So, what I'd like to try to do, and don't hold me to it because I always change my mind, is I'd like to create three small collages today from the little haul that I had. Went by a lending library nearby my house and found all sorts of cool stuff. And from that little excursion, came up with some really cool pieces of ephemera. And what I normally like to do, as you all might know, is I go through my piles, I see what I have, and I start building from there. And some fussy cutting is always involved. I like doing the fussy cutting. So I just chose three piles that should turn into three different collages. And let's see if they will be successful because, as I shared just now, I tend to change my mind as I start working, and I'd like to see maybe that will happen this time. Maybe we'll end up with only one collage, maybe three, maybe more, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm being too ambitious. But let's see what we come up with anyway. This is the first collage. I like how it's going, but I think for it to have any depth, I need something else here because this pencil is insisting that there be something to bring it all together. I like the radial imagery here because everything's pointing in a certain direction, but pointing to what? And I'm not sure what that's going to be. I need to do a tad more research. I'm actually stealing from one of the other collages right now. I'm thinking maybe something like this. Or maybe something about text. I've been thinking a lot about text lately because my workshop will be about text and collage. So I like how this is going, but I'm going to put it off to the side and make a decision later. As for the second collage, we just have a couple pieces that I'll be playing with. This is a mountain range, but if you turn it this way or that way, maybe not, or upside down even. Who knows what it would be. A couple of watches. It's the same watch, but smaller versions of. I love when I can get that contrast with size. It's a perfect example of that. Always love the hands. I'm planning on just using the hands. Not so much the food element, but definitely the hands. I grabbed the violin because it reminded me of the focal point and it has that feminine quality of the curvature of the female body. So I might use this. It might be too much to have it in here as well, but I love the way this looks. And this will probably be a color offset of some sort. The nice part is we just start cutting and it usually tells you what to do. That's the fun part about these types of collages. So let's see what it tells me to do. one I think I'm also going to put off to the side. I know the hands don't have to be directly across from each other, and I think they'd be more interesting if they were not. As a focal point, she is very minimal in terms of the color, and so it really needs something strong for a background just to make her pop more. This, I love it, but I'm going to have to save it for another collage. I don't think it's going to work with this, and this is a very, very minimal piece now. And it's going to be small, as you can see, and I keep trying to play with this. I want to put this watch thing in here, and I just don't feel it working. I just don't think it has a home here. So I'm going to place that off to the side and just keep this also off to the side with the other one that I was working on, and maybe consider a Photoshop sort of background or just a brand new analog background. I was even grabbing our first collage, grabbing that background and playing with it a little bit, and grabbing the background for the next collage that I'm considering. So I have some more pieces over here. This one keeps popping up. I love it. It's a painting. I cut it out of a design magazine. I also have this, but I think it's also going to go off to the side. My next focal point and image is this model with a purse from a New Yorker magazine, a relatively recent one from this year. And I love that she's holding something, and I can cut that out and put whatever I want there within reason, because sometimes that's hard to do. Maybe something like this. I also liked this perhaps, but first things first, I got to get rid of her purse and give her a new object to hold. Okay, here you have it, and true to form, I did not do, well, I'm not going to complete the other three collages. As much as I like how they came out, I'm just going to leave them be, maybe work on them later. They may turn out to be something else, but this is the finished product, and I'm realizing that maybe doing these little quickie collages, or just thinking I have 3 different pieces to work with, worked best for me, because I actually had something to work from and to warm up with. I haven't really thought much about warm-ups with collage, actually. I just go ahead and I work for what I have, and it seems to work okay. So this fell together pretty well. Originally, I wanted the face to be where the face used to be, and it slipped from my hands and landed in the middle here, and I was like, I like the way that looks, so there we go. There was a lot of fussy cutting, especially with this turquoise jewelry. That's okay. We had fussy cutting here with the hands and this colorful image in the back. It can always be reused. I like how this came out. I still want to play with this ring. I feel like it should go here maybe. It doesn't hurt. I don't know if it really adds more to the image. We just have the 3 silver elements. I don't know. I think let's leave it out for now. So there you have it. It was a warm-up session. I thought I was going to do 3 collages. I kind of did, sort of, and the first 2, as you saw, they didn't exactly come together, and I put them off to the side, and then I started working on this one, and I like what we have. What am I going to call it? I'll think about that. Something to do with warm-up and exercise. I am so glad you decided to join me and stay with the video to the end, or skip around and get what you need out of it. I appreciate your viewership, and I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. What kind of techniques do you use to warm up for any sort of artistic practice? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next video.